Hi, my name is Anna Lupi, and I'm responsible for sustainable public procurement policy at the European Commission. As detailed in Module 2 of URBACT's online course on strategic procurement, there can often be a misconception about procurement and its legislation. Procurement can often be viewed as bureaucratic, technical, and for some boring. At the European Commission, we obviously need to ensure that legislation and our policies enable procurement to be competitive, robust, and transparent, and that purchasing decisions are cost-efficient and cost-effective. That includes taking a strategic approach to procurement and creating the conditions for buyers to support in their work our common economic, social, and environmental goals. But how can we use the 2,000 billion euros of annual procurement spend across the member states to create jobs, improve skills, address poverty inequality, and climate change? Since the publication of the EU procurement directives in 2014, we at the Commission have actively sought to encourage public buyers to contribute towards wider societal and environmental goals. Sitting alongside the Green New Deal and COVID-19 recovery, the issue of addressing inequality is central to the Commission's policy priorities in the 2020s. We recognize the need to address inequality on the basis of income, race, gender, and many other factors, and move towards a more equal Europe. We strive to help public authorities to improve the process of procurement nationally and for cities, particularly around gender-responsive procurement. In its gender equality strategy for 2020-2025, the European Commission announced the publication of its Buying Social Guide on socially responsible public procurement as a tool to help fight discrimination and promote gender equality in public tenders. As one of the first deliverables of the EU Gender Equality Strategy for 2020-2025, the Commission proposed binding measures on pay transparency under the draft directive on pay transparency, which specifically addresses equal pay and the pay gap in the context of public procurement. Procurement legislation and policy is a key part of what the Commission does. And as we strive for a more equal and just Europe, we need to make sure that all our policies and practices are gender responsive. To achieve this, it is crucial to work across EU institutions, which is why we have been supporting and disseminating the Institute for Gender Equality's toolkit on gender-responsive public procurement.
Hi, my name is Helena Morais Maceira. I work as a gender mainstreaming researcher for the European Institute for Gender Equality, EIGE. Who is EIGE? What do we do? Aside from promoting gender equality across the EU, EIGE provides consistent, objective, comparable, and reliable data on gender equality to decision makers across the European Union. This data helps policymakers design policies that respond more effectively to the needs of all citizens, women and men, girls and boys in all their diversity. EIGE also provides governments and institutions with resources to help them include a gender perspective in all areas and stages of their legislation, policy and budgets, from finance to environment to research, and from local to national to supranational level. This makes legislation and policies more effective and ensures that we do not reinforce gender inequalities in our policies. We call this process gender mainstreaming. By doing this, EIGE hopes to take us further to achieving the goal of gender equality in society. One of the most important areas we can implement gender mainstreaming is in public procurement. At EIGE, we recognize the potential promoting gender equality in the process could have. And this is why we developed our gender-responsive public procurement toolkit to increase the knowledge and capacity of procurement practitioners so that they can achieve efficient, sustainable and gender-responsive procurement without entailing high costs. Our findings have shown that there are many benefits of using gender-responsive public procurement, both for achieving gender equality and a better well-being society, and more specifically, for improving the efficiency of public procurement. Firstly, it can contribute to sustainable and inclusive growth within the European Union. Evidence shows it can increase the productive capacity of the EU economy, giving us better value for money. Secondly, procurement has considerable potential to promote gender equality through a fairer allocation of economic resources, improving living standards for both women and men. It can also broaden and diversify the pool of bidders. Thirdly, it can help close the gender pay gap as well as improve working conditions. This is especially relevant in low-wage sectors where women dominate, such as cleaning and catering, and in sectors with high gender pay gaps, such as financial and economic activities. It can also help send a strong message to the market about acceptable working practices, helping to promote gender balance and inclusive recruitment, training, and promotion opportunities. Fourthly, it can be pursued as part of a policy on sustainable and socially responsible public procurement encompassing environmental and other social objectives. Gender-responsive public procurement aligns with the UN 2030 Agenda on gender equality and empowerment of women and girls, this is Goal 5, as well as with sustainable practices in public procurement, Target 12.7 of Goal 12. Finally, gender-responsive public procurement can help strengthen the institutionalization of gender mainstreaming and achieve better functioning institutions. By including a gender perspective in public procurement, contracting authorities have an incredible opportunity to make institutional change. These changes depend on good collaboration between public procurers and gender equality bodies. By working together, they can improve internal policies such as prevention of sexual harassment at work. They can improve working conditions, for example, by considering work-life balance for parents and carers, and ultimately this would lead to better tailored and high-quality services. By using gender-responsive public procurement, we can send a message to businesses and citizens that gender equality is a desirable goal and a shared obligation for us all.